Pubblicato il the 25th of June 2018 Ultima modifica il the 25th of June 2018 alle or 1920 The Italian orphans at the Swiss border all had the same striking haircut, like soldiers, without wisps on their foreheads. Their clothes were loose, if not baggy. Their deep-set eyes had a distinct look of loneliness. Now that they've all returned to the border to remember the experience, the haunting look in their eyes has remained. You'd think time would take it away, but perhaps it never will. These are the children, whose Italian parents with work permits were forced to leave them at border because it was forbidden to bring them into Switzerland. The children were collected by friars and taken to the college Casa del Fanciullo in Domodossola. The world is indignant about the Trump cages in which Mexican children are locked up without permission, but it was just 30 years ago a similar group children found themselves as orphans because only their father and mother could enter the Swiss border, a labor force necessary for the Confederation. And they were Italians. They were torn away from their parents and raised in state colleges run by religious clerics. There were many, thousands in fact, scattered across cities like Domodossola, Ripatranzone, Alle, Intra, Varese, Osimo with tear-streaked cheeks. One of them, Fabrizio Di Berardino, tells La Stampa, "In Domodossola we were met with prejudice, the children of Father Michelangelo. We were instantly recognized by our haircuts, which were all the same, and by our clothes. At school there were two lists, one for the students of Domodossola, and one for the Casa del Fanciullo." The children's trained Fabrizio is not alone in his story. Thousands of others at the border share those same tear stains and fatigue. Their parents, who once arrived hopeful at the border with their suitcases, soon discovered that Switzerland was a place only for those who worked hard. They had to hurry up their decision, in exchange for a safe salary, lose their children for an extended period of time. And so, outside the churches, they left their children with few belongings in a bag. Father Michelangelo came to Domodossola, fed them, opened his house to them and set up a summer colony in the woods near Alpdevero. He also asked for help from the only powerful person he knew, Oscar Luigi Scalfaro from Novara, who was then Minister of Transport, to provide a train that would transport the children to Osso di Crovio. The rusty air we've all too quickly forgotten. They say that time soothes the pain. But we go one step further, we try to delete it. They crossed the border, but hid in their homes. Today the orphans of the border all returned here to respect this memory. Walter Bussato, 58, says he was only 3 when his young mother tried to keep him with her, secretly, in Freiburg. Many people did it at the time. They were smuggled in and hidden at home. Hundreds of Italian children spent their childhood without seeing the light of day, without attending schools. They lived with the fear that at any moment someone would come in and take them away from their family forever. Walter's mother gave up after a while and preferred to send him to Domodossola, where at least he could study. Today he runs a delicatessen shop in Germany. In the end, it went well like this. But his heart is still torn to think about it. Dario Scardarella remembers being one of the lucky ones. "My father was a railwayman in Switzerland and I met him twice a month. There were children who could not see their parents for months. Today I live in Switzerland, I have 4 children and I have learned one thing: if you have children you must always keep them with you, always and no matter what circumstance." The story of the children of Father Michelangelo began in the 60s, when Italians began to travel and discovered the beaches, the pop music, the vast highways, and that strange party air that came with the sun. Bussato remembers secretly playing a Spartan kitchen in the kitchen in Freiburg, which was very cold, trying not to make noise so they wouldn't discover us. That law, in Switzerland, which prevented foreign workers with seasonal permits to take their children with them, remained in effect until 1996 when the Second Republic started with Romano Prodi and Silvio Berlusconi. Perhaps a distant memory, it is still one that belongs to our generation. Yet, taking a walk down memory lane if you will, this place of our story of emigrants, there is a sense of painful pride, as Germano Bichetta says, for what we were in we have become. Today the children of the border are all managers, traders, workers, housewives, teachers. And in that same structure of Damadasola that once housed the children of immigrants live 20 asylum seekers. It's not just that the story changes, because it never really does. It's often repeated and we always makes a big noise when it happens to us. But there is never anyone who wants to hear it. Translation by Talia Boss.